Hello. We often receive requests on taking custom lists from a SharePoint site and moving them over to a SharePoint 2007 MySite. Anyone who has done this realizes that you can't customize the list templates that are available on a MySite. What I'm going to show you is a quick workaround using a tool, a Quest migration tool for SharePoint, and showing you that you have to first set permissions on the actual MySite that you're going to be copying the list to. So I have a list that's existing on my site, and rather than storing it as a list template and installing it for using on the other site, I'm just going to take it from one SharePoint site, a real SharePoint site, and move it over to a person's MySite. But before I do that, I have to actually set permissions on the MySite. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show you that within my links I've made a way that I can store my central administration. So I'm using my links, and I have a separate link here to central administration. And then what I have to do is go into application management, and I'm going to switch the web application. So I'm going to go to my web application list, site collection administrators. So here I am in site collection administrators. And you'll notice that I am listed as a secondary site for the main site, but I need to move over and change my site collection. So this is a key function. Now I have to go in and look for the specific person that I want to go. Sometimes this isn't set up on the right web app, so you have to change the web app. So normally it's set up to the default app, and mine stayed at MySite. So I know it. There it is. Okay, so now I'm switching to that application. Okay, so now I'll switch to that application. And you'll notice that the primary site collection administrator, it defaults to just that user, which means I can't get in and make any changes to it. So I'm going to add myself as the secondary site collection administrator. That's important because I have to have rights using the Quest migration tool to move the list from one place to another. So now that I'm a site administrator, so for every person's MySite who you need to move data to or list templates to, you're going to need to make sure that you give your name as the secondary site manager. So now that I've done that, I can bring up the Quest migration tool. And the next thing that I have to do is create a new project by connecting to that MySite. So essentially what I'll do is connect to a site by clicking here, connect, and then I'll call this bilateral, and then I have to discover. I'm going to put in the site address. I have that in my clipboard. So it's going to go out and look for this bilateral, and I'm going to ask it to load the entire subsite structure and objects. If I had done this without giving myself site collection information, it would have come back and said it couldn't find anything. But since I gave myself as a secondary site collection administrator, I now have everything that I need in bilateral's location. So all of the lists, all of his subsites are available to me. So essentially what I'm going to do is go to a prior site that I have, the IA test, and I'm actually going to drill down through here, and you can see it's going to expand all of my subsites, and I know the list that I want is in the county executive office, and the list that I'm going to be using is the staff annual goals. So what this is doing is it's going to take this list structure, all of the custom columns and the views, everything that's, and the content even, and I'm able to right click on it and copy it and save it in my buffer, and then I can go back up to Mr. Lettieri's site, just right click on list and paste. And what that does is it's going to give me some options on moving stuff into that list. But now I'll just say finish because I'm just going to take the default and hit finish. And it goes in and creates the new list library and goes ahead and copies the views and all the content and moves it forward, and now it's available. So the list is now available on Mr. Lettieri's site. So that was a quick overview of how to take a list template from a SharePoint site and move it to a MySite without having to do any customizations on the backside of the SharePoint templates. Thanks for listening.